Israel, before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Of course, Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, the God of the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh Shah is the true name of His only begotten Son. I give double honors to the apostles of the great millstone that taught us the truth. And much love towards that hopefully elect. Hey, back to these curses, man. It's just on my spirit, just to revisit some of these curses and see how this fits our people, all right, the people of our nation, man. And just revisit the curses, man, and remember what the Lord say He was gonna do if we disobeyed Him, man. And we're definitely feeling the force, of our rebellion right now, man. In every aspect of life, we're just sucking right now. This place is horrific, as far as the nation of Israel go. It's all out of order. We weak, we lost, uh the hopeful elect is just absolutely sick of it, man. So let's get into it, man. Through the spirit, I think I can go through all of them. But we'll see how it goes. But let's start at verse 15, man. With no further ado, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 15 chapters. So before the Lord is finna tell us the curses that come with the covenant. All right. He mentioned earlier in his 28th chapter the blessings that will come. He was telling us blessed we would be, blessed we would be, blessed we would be if we do these things. Pretty much the opposite of what we're going through now. We would to be blessed. All right. But now, all right, on the flip hand side, it starts here. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And again, man, each individual of the nation of Israel didn't, feel every curse, but I guarantee you, if you go through these curses, all right, every Israelite did get at least one of these curses put on their head, man. We felt this for sure. All right, so let's see. All right, all these curses, man. All right, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Well, I'll try to keep this in relation to quote unquote modern times, after we got here to Babylon the Great. But of course, man, I mean, we've been in captivity forever, it seems like, forever. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. But this is, hey, look at the modern times. Whether you live in the city or the country, we're oppressed. All right, you live in the city, you got to deal with all that corruption and shit that's going on, and the hatred, towards you. All right. Cursed shall be thy basket in thy store. I mean, this go into how our bread is defiled, and we're just eating poison, and they're overcharging us for shit, and there's no healthy food in the hood, man. This is all by design from Yahweh Bashem and Yahweh Shai. I mean, you got churches and all that shit, McDonald's and Burger King, everywhere the Israelites live. But you go on the other side of town and you see all these options, man. It's beautiful. They got trees and shit. People on bikes, and birds is chirping, and dogs is being walked, and in the hood is, you could just see how destroyed our people. I must say, man, sometimes I just ride around the city. I must say, being an Israelite, seeing our people in our captivity is something to freaking behold, man. It is something to see our people in their culture, in their destroyed state, man. It's something to see them in the so-called projects, man. It's amazing. All right. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. That's your children, man. All right. And the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Which, if you take this for a literal sense, we don't have any of these things, man. The average, Israelite man don't have, a bunch of acres and a bunch of animals, man. So the Lord took all these things away from us. We were supposed to have our own lands and, our own substance that comes with that. But the Lord said he was going to curse us and take away all these things, man. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Wherever we come into, whatever city, whatever land, whatever country, in and out, man, day in, day out, man, it's going to be some freaking problems. Why? Because the Lord had cursed us, man. All right, we're cursed for real, literally. People hate us, man, because the Lord put the spirit on them to do that. We're supposed to be feared, all right? The nations, when we're back in our power like we're supposed to be, they're going to fear us. There was a time that they feared the Israelites. Now we're freaking laughing stock. Our women are a laughing stock to the world. Our men, all right, a laughing stock. Son of behold, look at these dumb niggas killing each other. Ha ha ha. How stupid can you get? They hate us, so they love it when we do this shit, because they know we're going to stay destroyed. All right. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do. Goodness gracious. Do you know what this is saying here? That means every single thing, all right, that we try to do and prosper here in our captivity is not going to work. The only way you can, prosper is if you, quote unquote, sell your soul, if you will, all right, to the enemy. And what that means when you're selling your soul and you're, selling out, you're forsaking the Lord, man. You're forsaking the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. You're gonna do all this weirdo, freaky, murderous spirit shit they got going on in the industry, the entertainment industry, to get that bag, man. To get that money, you gotta forsake these law, statutes, and commandments, blatantly. Look how bugged out Kanye West is. I'm so sick of hearing that boy bitch and moan and complain like the whole world don't got their own problems. We gotta hear about your fucking clothing line. I don't care what he's selling. If he's selling garbage bag clothes or whatever he got going on, he's still complaining about shit. All right, where was I at? Yeah, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Yeah, we forsook the Lord, man. So he put that thing on us. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it, man. And then we're coming into the full manifestation of this, in this pestilence, man, all the way leading up to that MOTB, man. And, if you don't bow down to it, they're going to seek to kill us. And if, you bow down to them, the Lord is going to seek to kill your ass. So, it will behoove us to be on the right hand side of this thing, man, and in hopes that the Lord will have mercy upon us and he'll fight for us in that day. All right. But yeah, all these pestilences, man, are cleaving unto us. If you just look, I've done a lesson on this before, and I would bring out the statistics of the diseases and stuff. We lead the way in that, man. So-called blacks, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, man. We lead the way in most of those metabolic diseases, man. All right. Hey, the Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. You can look at this, parabolically. You can look at it literally, especially with that sword. Not only, towards each other, but yeah, man, these people have been killing us for some time. Modern times, what's going on, out here. Now that music, that rap, demonic shit, and all that killing the gang shit, that's all from Yahweh Shema Hawashah to put the sword upon ourselves, man. But the people, they'll kill us too. Look at, stuff like the KKK and shit like that, man. All right. Especially here in Babylon the Great, we just have to review history and see just how horrific it has been for the Hebrew Israelites. Do you not remember all the crazy shit just here? I'm talking about in the so-called USA that we went through. All right. And that we're still going through covertly. They just switched it up a little bit. All right. And until thou perish, man. All right. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass. Oh my God. And the earth that is under thee shall be iron. Oh my goodness. That ain't nothing but bondage, man. Chains, man. you know, with shit, man. That's exactly what's going on, man. I mean, you could take this literal, you could take it parabolically, man. We could talk about the chemtrails and everything, man. You know how the sky usually ain't real. We've been seeing real clouds lately. Why y'all bashing me out shot? I don't know what's going on with the chemtrails, why they stopped. But, you know, for a long time, man, just chemtrails everywhere, man. But, you know, just parabolically, man, we're just in captivity, man. All right, we're in captivity, and if you really f up, you'll be in captivity within a captivity. Your ass will be literally, you know, in a freaking prison cell where it really is brass and iron, you know, over your head and under your feet, man. All right. But even going into like this thing called work, you know, what we call, you know, the plantation, that's all a part of it, man. We're just working, you know, and it's all in vain, right? You can't take this shit with us, and we're working for crumbs. And, you know, you got all these other issues, your age and your family's going to be effed up. Again, they're overcharging us for shit. The goods are cheap. You know what I mean? These houses are cheaply made, man. All right. This all goes into that, man. All right. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, man. So we definitely know what time it is. We definitely know we see the manifestation of that, man. The nation of Israel has been scattered all amongst the earth. Now this remnant has came back, and we see that. You know, we see that, oh, our people are really everywhere. You know, Australia, Hawaii, yeah, Babylon the Great. You know what I mean? Everywhere. Germany, you see brothers, man. But hey, that was a curse. We supposed to be together in our own land, dwelling in righteousness, peace, and quote unquote stunting, you know, all the days of our lives. But we jacked it up. Now we all split up, we all weak, and our enemies have been tearing us up, man, whether it be blatantly or covertly. They've been tearing our behinds up. All right. And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yeah, being alligator food, you know, back in the so-called slave towns, which was still that. All right. But, you know, they fed us to these, you know, animals, did all type of weird freaky shit, man. You know, ain't no telling, you know, every single thing that these people, our enemies did to us, man. But yeah, definitely we would be food for the animals of the earth, man. You know, whether we be alive or dead, bro, that would eat us, man. This is a curse, you know, specifically for the nation of Israel. This is from the Lord, man. That's why we always have to fear the Lord. And for us that who do have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, just all about that repentance, man, feeling sorrowful and stop doing the shit that God has put in this situation. The Lord mercies endure forever. That woke up to that scripture. I was praying for that the Lord will have mercy upon us forever, you know. This remnant, at least the ones that seek that mercy. All right. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou cannot be healed, man. Yeah, we talk about that curse, man, of the hemorrhoids and things like that. All these little, you know, diseases and shit like that, man. All right, this was all a part of the curses that the Lord placed upon us. We're not supposed to have any of these things, man. We're supposed to be perfect, but we blew it. Now we got to deal with all this shit. I had a rash, but through the spirit and power, Yahweh shot and the healing herbs, man, it went away, man, through faith. That oregano oil, man. Yeah. Rash on my hand just coming out of nowhere, just crazy, man. You know, that was before, you know, the pox, you know, was talked about. I've been had this rash, but it's gone now, man. I can't say, you know, looks like it's healed, man. But that's us and that's them. All right. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. We don't know who the hell we are. We don't know where we're at. We don't know what year this is, man. We're all of these things, mad, blind, and astonished of heart. Don't know nothing for real, nothing when as it pertains to the truth. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Definitely when we got over here in Babylon the Great, man, man. How we were, in those chains, working out in the fields, being beaten and all type of shit, raped, abused. This is going into all these things, man. All right. Now, again, it would seem like things have led up. And I mean, you could say they have because, hey, we're getting ready to come to the end of this thing. There's a switch going on, if you will. But we're still in that captivity. Again, I always say they just do it covertly now. All right. But they're gonna show their ugly heads one last time, man, before it's all over with. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. All right. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof, man. All right. Do we need to explain? Go into that. All right. Shit, it really, like, building a house and shit, that goes into just the vanity of this place because it don't last forever. You know what I mean? It's only temporary, and you can't take it with you. So all these things our people are trying to attain in this life it's all vanity. All right. We look for that permanent blessing, man, that foreverness. Our people rather sacrifice, their integrity for something that's temporary. We're not with that, man. The Lord not with that. Right, the Lord trying to teach us a better way to live, man. All right, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Yeah, that's going, back in the day when we did have these things. But look at now, if these people you so-called own a home or whatever, and any mother flipping time, these people can do whatever the flip they want, and especially going into that mark of the beast. All right, they want to expand the road. They ain't gonna do nothing but put some cones. I mean, they might pay you or whatever, but I mean, they're gonna expand that road and chop off some of your yard, man. You can't collect rainwater and shit, all type of crazy stuff that they got, man. All right. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Now we definitely know what this is going into. Good old slavery, man. All right, good old modern slavery. And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hands, nothing we could do. We always wonder how these mother flippers came over to a whole nother country and took us. Well, it was because the Lord was with them and against us. Because if not, we would have, we would have rose up, and there's no way a boatload of people could have took us, you know what I mean, from wherever the hell we were at. All right. But yeah, man, the Lord gave this, thy daughters and sons, or there's our sons and daughters, over to slave masters, man. All right. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. All the nations, bro, especially dealing with evil man. All right. They came and took our blessing and took everything, man. And now it's their kingdom. All right. And thou shalt not be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eye, which thou shalt see. So this was a very, very, very horrific thing that we went through, especially when it first started, man. Once we started going against the Lord, man, and we started to see the manifestation of those curses, it was a terrible thing to see, a frightening thing to see, on them plantations, man, on those slave ships. And of course, that's the last precept, would be them slave ships. But yeah, man, what's it say? So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eye, which thou shalt see. Yeah, because it was a horrific thing to actually see the judgment of the Lord on our nation, man. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore box that cannot be healed, man. Hey, look, through the spirit, hey, I be looking at a lot of stuff, man. Hey, we got a lot of so-called little people, midgets in our nation, man. Hey, that's going into that too, man. Any deformity like that, man, that's judgment, man. That's a curse, man. We ain't supposed to look like that. I see, unfortunately, the little people that I seen was, via social media and TV and shit. And every time I see these little people, they wilding the hell out. The little wives of Atlanta, or little people of Atlanta, and then I see Jake in these music videos. It's been a lot of little people in these videos, and they're doing nothing but nonsense. They're carrying guns, smoking weed, talking crazy, murderous shit, just like everybody else, man. Saying, going back to them, how those little women of Atlanta and all that. When I first saw them, I couldn't believe it. Some of them little people was pretty, you know what I mean? But it was wilding out. It was like a shock to me. I couldn't believe it. I thought little people was nice, man. You know, especially of our nation, man. They wilding, talking cash money. Cash money. That little one that be on Ricky Smiley show and all that other shit. Yeah, man. Can't be healed from that botch. That sore botch that the Lord smit in the knees and in the legs, you know. But that's also going into labor, man. All right. It's all in vain. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. And that's exactly what we've been dealing with, man. All these other so-called religions are false. They're fake. All right, none of it's real. Jeebus. All right, the Muslim shit. All right, the Arab shit. You know, the Buddha shit. You know what I mean? This Egyptologist Pan-African shit. All right. Nothing to do with Yahweh Shem Shai. We live that now. We can see that now. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall be. What are some of these bywords that, you know, these nations have called us? Colored, niggers, black. These are all bywords. Anything but Hebrew Israelites. Anything but the children of Yahweh. All right. Anything but that. All right. And now we're an astonishment. Remember, I started this lesson off with saying that it is something to see our people. That's astonishing. Like, look at these motherfuckers. Look at them. Look how they walk. Look how they dress. Look how they talk. They're destroyed. Look how they hang out at the corner store all fucking day. Look how they're grown men, you know, still dressed like fucking kids. Hat slightly askew. 40 years old. Pants nicely sagging. Hey, man. Yeah, man. But seriously, we've become a byword, man. We're not known as the Hebrew Israelites, the children of Yahweh by Shem and Howard Shai, man. All right. We're known as all this other shit. All right. Pimps and whores and thieves and murderers, ops and all this shit. You know, Crips and Bloods and, you know, Latin Kings and all this other shit. That's what we known as. Anything but the children of Yahweh. All right. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field and and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Take it literally, take it parabolically, man. Again, going into, you know, like having a hole in your pocket, man. That's the world we live in. It's all vain, man. We work hard as hell. We labor, you know, we war for these people. The Lord put us in, you know, in this man's army and fought for his shit. That's all part of the curses, man. I had to fight for this, you know, these people, you know, part of the curses, and don't have too much to show for it. All right. Day in, day out, what they call it, paycheck to paycheck. All right, working our ass off 40 plus hours a week and only have a little bit, right? Time speeding up, you know, and it's no real true joy. People holding on to fake folly, you know what I mean? After this place got shut down. Hey, man, thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Gay, literally, parabolically, going into the same thing, man. It's all vanity. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit, man. Hey, parabolically going into Yahweh Shai, Malak Yahweh Shai, being that tree of life, and how, you know, the remnant have cleaned back into him, but, you know, the majority, you know, hey, they didn't anoint thyself with that oil that Yahweh Shai had, that was not your understanding, man. So they're gonna remain in these curses, Lord willing. We be delivered and saved and pardoned, you know, from these curses, man. All right. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Hey, going back into this slave thing. Even now, though, just how effed up the world is and how it has this wicked vibration upon the earth, you don't get to enjoy your sons and daughters. Definitely not your damn daughters. They be whores very quick. And it seems like now the spirit out here now for our young men is to be murderers. So they're going to go into captivity. All right, even further. All right, but this is definitely going into slavery. But even now, all right, we don't get a chance to really enjoy our kids. And of course, this being the last days, the Lord promising us he was going to speed up, time in these events. Man, our children grow up so freaking fast. It ain't even funny. You blinked and you would have missed it. Yeah, you blinked and you would have missed it. That's horrible. I can't wait to really enjoy, my children, my seed, man, and watch them grow slow, slow. They grow up too freaking fast, man. We grew up too freaking fast, man. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume, man. All right, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Hey, look at Jacob and Esau, the so-called white man, the so-called black man. The roles were reversed. All right, we're supposed to, be the kings of the earth. But because of our transgressions, the Lord let those people become very, very high. And now we're very, very low at the bottom. All right. He shall lend to thee. All right. And thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. We don't have money to lend. We could look at the damn industry again, the entertainment industry, from the sports to the movies to the music. All right. All them, they got the money. We got to go to them for those loans and all that shit and do what they tell us to do to get that shit. So that's that right there. He shall lend to thee and thou shalt not lend to. We not lending them, our oppressors, money. We, you know what I mean? No matter you're a doctor, all that shit. You gonna have to see the white man about it. Okay. Moreover, all, and I say all, once again, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou beest destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of thy Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Yes, sir, we're already destroyed. We don't know who we are. Most of our people don't know our power. None of these things. But ultimately, this thing that's going to pursue thee is going to be that lake of fire, man. All right. Via those nuclear missiles, man. All right. That's going to be that lake of fire, man. When these missiles hit this place, millions of missiles, man. All right. It's going to be terrible, man. All right. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So we're gonna have these curses until Malak Yahweh comes and saves that remnant. Again, I love this verse 46 right here, because it says that is a sign that we are the Hebrew Israelites, man. When we say these things, man, or especially when we start talking about that hair and that curse the Lord put upon, our women's hair, they get mad. What we trying to say is, fool, it's a sign that you're the Lord's daughters. You're the daughters of Zion. It's a sign. All right. These are things that we can see and wonder and astonish. Wow, why are we like this? Our people ask the same flipping questions year after year after year. Why are they doing this? Why are they killing us in the streets? Why are we so last always? Why we have all these problems, within our family dynamic. This is why, you idiots. For you niggas that claim that y'all know the Bible and all this God, that. This is the sign, fool. All right. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Take it literal, take it parabolically. All right. We already know who had those mother freaking chains around our neck, literally. This is something the Lord say. So we didn't, we got to get our food, because we don't grow food like that. Our water, we got to pay for that water, and we got to pay for them clothes, whether it be Walmart or it be Jimmy Choo. I don't even know who the flip that is, but I just know they say it a lot. And all I'm saying is, like, going back to Kanye West again, for him, he had to go to them folks, and he's still complaining that them folks are not dealing righteously with him, when it comes to his clothing and shit. You see what I'm talking about? Rich as he's supposed to be a so-called billionaire. Boy, you're still oppressed. They still on your ass, and they still not gonna let you get above, that bound. Even if you did sell out, sell your soul and sacrifice whatever you did to get that money, boy. All right. But yeah, man, that the Lord put that yoke of iron parabolically upon our neck until we were destroyed, absolutely lost. Now, we're transforming, right? The 2/3. All right, lost, don't know if they're a boy or a girl. You see how destroyed we are? What the hell? We got to be at the end when you got grown people that don't know if they're a boy or a girl. And this is people of our nation now. It ain't, now it's not just us. But yeah, how stupid do we look, man? Right, and going back to that literal iron, man, in the slavery, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Yeah, who came and got us, man, very fast on them ships, man, that we didn't know. These mother flippers came out of nowhere, and that's how they did it, because the Lord was with them. The Lord sent them, put it in their minds, all right, to come get these fools, and they got us, man. And we was astonished how they got us, man. And then let the other nations get in on it too. Oh, Ham, so-called Africans selling Israelites. Yeah, we ain't forgot Ham. We ain't forgot. That's why they hate us now. That's why they look and talk they shit now, man. Yeah, I'm talking about the Africans. We not African. We Hebrew Israelites, right? A nation of fierce countenance, and it's going to a white man, just keep it real, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. They got all of us. They all type of sick, shit to all of us. Going back into us disobeying the Lord, though. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, the fruit of thy land, until thou beest destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, oil, increase of kind, flocks of sheep, until he have destroyed thee, man. Hey, man, and you can look at this in the modern slavery. Shit, the NFL, NBA, them niggas ain't nothing but high paid fucking slaves to be entertainment, and they use them, and they're making a killing off of what the Lord gave us, that strength, that stature, that salt of the earth spirit. All right, ain't nothing but slaves, they just high paid. You know what I mean? And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high fence walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. So yeah, they going, hey man, they took us away from our land, man, and put us into, in the captivity throughout all the earth. These are our people. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, all right, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God have given thee, in the siege, in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. If we're studied, we should know that there was cannibalism going on within our nation because of the siege, because the enemy came in all crazy like, and there was a famine and all type of chaos going on. All right, it already happened. What the men of Yahweh Shem Shai saying, this is about to happen again in a worse way. So we're gonna go through this again, man, and it's gonna be people of the nation of Israel eating their own children. Yes, because of the siege, because the enemy's gonna come in like a madman, sparing nobody, old, young, good health, strong. They're gonna try to lay us all out. This is the climax of the movie, and through the spirit we with it all. We're with it all, and hopes that the Lord will be with us, man. We're not like everybody else that just because it sounds horrific to try to disregard it. Try to read around it. Nah, man, we're gonna deal with it head on, man. All right, because we feel like through the spirit we are those men, man, in truth and sincerity. uh ooh Ooh, let's go to 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, a young man, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. And that's going into, all the gangbanging shit, especially within the different tribes, man. You got the Northern Kingdom, the Southern Kingdom, all right, the so-called Latin tribes, all right. Yeah, that we've been beefing. They've been beefing with the blacks, the Latinas and the blacks and the Mexicans and all. We've been beefing all this whole while, man, and especially within our own, tribes, respective tribes, that gang banging shit, hate each other. Even regular brothers, man. When I'm riding, back in the day, you just know how Jake just be mugging each other because we don't know what we on. I don't know if he's my enemy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't do all that crazy shit. But when I'm riding past my own people, I have to watch they motherfucking ass, man. Cause I don't know what they on. I don't know if they trying to rob me or what. I might get caught up in some crossfire. We just had another murder in my neighborhood. That's about 4 murders, man. You know, in my neighborhood. And I live in a subdivision. All right. You know, it's going down. I can't trust none of these niggas in our nation, man. This is going into all of that. All right. These young men, you know, I had an evil eye towards his brother. Hey, towards the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. I'm with that. I'm like the hell with my baby mama and my damn child at this point through the spirit. If y'all can receive that, y'all know what I'm talking about. I love my child, but it's just like I say, she don't reverence me like she's supposed to because of, you know, the world effed up, man. You know, she got the spirit of her mama, and she getting older now, so I can say that it's not like she's a little bitty baby now, you know. The hell with them if they don't want to reverence me. They gonna get caught up in this. Now I do pray for my child, don't get it twisted, you know, to be preserved from that mark of the beast. But if it be the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua for all of them to be destroyed, what can I do? So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left in the siege and in the straightness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Man, hey man, that was going into then, and we're saying this is going to happen again, pursuant to this thing called Jacob's trouble, pursuant to this thing called the great tribulation that they didn't teach us in Christianity. You know that we had to go through this before Malaki Howard shall return and saved us out of it. All right. The tender and delicate woman, going into the young women among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness, all right, and tenderness. You know, that's how a woman are supposed to be, delicate and tender, all right, calmly calm. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. That's that angry woman shit. That's that angry, like, yeah, that's that angry black woman shit right there. That's why they just angry all the fucking time, all right, because we're cursed. We're mad out here. We hate each other. And toward her son and toward her daughter. Eve, like I say, just look at so-called hood news, man. Find you one of those so-called hood news channels, because they don't put that stuff out for the masses. And you'll see exactly this curse right here, man. Yeah, the wickedness of Eve. Now, don't get it twisted. We talk about them, and I was just talking about them in that gangbanging shit. We do this too, but don't think Eve don't do it either. All right, she'll kill you, stab you. All right, a lot of that shit going on, a lot of stabbing, a lot of shootings. Eve is doing towards, you know, these men. Oh, he cheated on me, killed them. Saw that OnlyFans thing. This girl was on OnlyFans, got caught. She either shot him or stabbed him. You know what I mean? Same thing with the children, man. How many children, man? Hood news, man. Check it out. Even them put babies in ovens and all type of shit. Yeah. That's real. And toward her young one that coming out from her between her feet, her own children, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them. What? Eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness. Yeah, man. Come out here in these last days during Jacob trouble, you be like, well, whoop the whoop at shit. But little buddy got barbecued, ain't he? Yeah, little buddy done got barbecued, ain't he got down there. Yeah. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. We know the names. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful. Oh my goodness. When the Lord be like sarcastic like that and use them good words for, you know, to describe how, you know, dreadful he is, man, you better watch out, man. When the Lord say the plagues are wonderful, that's what he means. And the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues of long continuance, sore sickness, and of long continuance. So yeah, we've been dealing with this shit for the whole while, man. And it also goes into like generational curses, generational diseases, heart disease, and things. How we have generations of that obesity, your whole damn family fat, whole family fat. Whole family on drugs, whole family in poverty. This is going into that long continuance, man. That's why you see generations of that bullshit. Generations of whores. Mama was a whore, daughter a whore. All right. Hey, look at Chicago. You see, hey man, they daddy used to do that shit. They daddy did that shit. It's just generation of just little niggas gangbanging and killing each other. And you know the Lord bringing them back, right back in that environment. All right. What we at? Moreover, hey, we get to the end of this. We got 6 more. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all. the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Hey, go back and look at some of the things the Lord did back in ancient Egypt, all right, the plagues, all right, these things are definitely finna manifest fully during this time of great tribulation. Also, check this out, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, AIDS, will the Lord bring upon thee until thou beest destroyed. So there's a lot of things that we have, a lot of things popping up, plagues and diseases and shit that are not written in this book, but we got it. Oh, we got it. All right. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for the multitude. We're dropping like flies, man. All right, the numbers are getting small, man, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God, Yahweh Bashem Mahawashai, man. All right, and it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and multiply you, say the Lord was pleased, man. I mean, the Lord his ways are so much above our ways, man. Like, Lord, love to bless, man. Don't ever forget that. And we got to pull on the Lord's heartstrings for that, man. Pray to the Lord that he just blesses us, man. All right. Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you. So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. Oh my goodness. And to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. Oh my goodness. So, hey man, like I say, the Lord of power, like, we can't understand the depths of the mind Yahweh Shem Shah. We do know this. He gonna do what he wanna do, and ain't nobody gonna stop him. And he's, like I say, because he's that type of power, he set this thing up. Hey, it's saying him, hey, shit, just like the Lord say, he gonna mock when your fear cometh. Yeah, it is what it is. He'll clown us. All right. Ha ha ha. Look at you guys killing each other, you idiots, over damn color. Little punk ass bandana wrapped around your neck, look like a little biatch. got on 4 bandanas looking crazy, especially them New York niggas. Oh my goodness, they got so played. they such some followers that used to be so-called trendsetters, man. The brothers that was in their captivity in New York, they was trendsetters, all that hip-hop stuff. Now they just following everybody else. They look silly as hell talking all that gang shit. That's some shit that them brothers in their captivity in the West Coast and shit was doing. Y'all supposed to be rapping and shit. Hey man, bring you tonight. Yeah, almost done. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth until the other, and and there and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, going back to how we were scattered amongst all the nations, worshiping whatever they worshiping. All right. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Hey, look at us that got put here in Babylon the Great. How eventually all that butt breaking and shit, we were destroyed, and we kind of got scared of our oppressors because we had no power in our hand. The Lord took it all away from us. We're embarrassed. He took away our stature, generation after generation. We probably the smallest, fattest generation that's been on the earth. We just all effed up, man. All right. Yes, it's all going into these curses, man, and our punishment. And among these nations shalt thou find, oh, I read that, 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, never knowing what's gonna happen, where our next meal gonna come from, if we're gonna die today or not. Even in the hood, that's definitely the case. Even if you're not into all that, you always gotta watch your back now, because of the wickedness and the curses placed upon our people. Because of that curse of our people hating each other, you gotta watch your ass. Don't know if you're gonna catch it or not today. All right, especially at nighttime. And shalt have no assurance of thy life, man. All right. Especially your ass get put in prison, it's over with. You definitely in fear of your life every day, every night, man. You don't know, if you coming or going, if you get put in prison, man. All right. In the morning thou shalt say, with Yahweh it were even, and at even thou shalt say, with Yahweh it were morning, for the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear. and for the sight of thine eye which thou shalt see. And here's the last precept, man. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, which is synonymous with bondage and captivity. All right. So the Lord is saying here, he's going to bring us into a bondage and captivity, slavery, if you will, again with ships. And this is probably the biggest sign that this is our people. We are the Hebrew Israelites, because you know where we were at, from the land of Canaan, going into, the west side of the land of Ham, which is known as Africa. And that's where they got a majority of our people from, with those ships, man. They came, the Lord, put them in mind, put the mind in man to, get in those ships and come over there and get our punk asses, man. All right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So, hey, man, that's just a look at some of the curses that we always speak about, in its totality, man. All right. Yeah, the Lord say he would, there's a lot more things, going in the hair and all that shit, a bunch of curses, but like this is the bulk of it. And it did go into, curses and things that aren't written in the book shall, pursue thee till we were destroyed. So, knowing these things, man, if you've, dealt with any of these things, and you might be a Hebrew Israelite, man, come back to the Lord, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, live them, learn them, keep them to the best of your ability, and pray, man, that the Lord, pardons us, man, because we care. We don't want to go through this again. We don't need to, receive that judgment. Enough is enough. Just, hearing these things through the scriptures, man, with the Spirit upon us, is enough to put that fear into us, man. All right. Lord, please forgive us by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. But with that being said, I hope this was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.